If you're like most people, you might assume Roncalli runs entirely on tuition. And sure, tuition covers much of what makes our student experience so great. But the true hero that takes us across the finish line each year, that helps us truly be the Life Prep School, is the Circle of Faith Annual Fund. Without the annual fund, the Roncalli you know could only last about 3/4 of the academic year. That's like love without the L, Mount Rushmore without Washington, a compass without North, or only having 3 National Blue Ribbon School Awards. Donations bridge the gap, funding needs-based tuition assistance, spiritual retreats, faculty training, service projects, classroom technology, campus improvements, fine arts performances, and so much more. Without you, there's simply less. Every gift, big and small, that you make to the Circle of Faith Annual Fund ensures that students can continue to get the whole Roncalli experience, the one inspired by St. John the 23rd himself, not just a fraction of one.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store with an extensive showroom of fine fashion and bridal jewelry. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk-Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk-Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk-Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Stay cool during the dog days of summer with a free AC from Peterman Brothers.
Your home should be a place of comfort and relaxation, so let us help you keep it that way.
This month, install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, and the AC is free.
Plus, you can relax knowing it's backed by our exclusive lifetime unit replacement warranty.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule.
Peterman Brothers, where great service runs in the family.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarborlane.com to learn more.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
At Kids Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com or call to learn more today.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
It's one of the biggest rivalries in the entire state. From the south side, it's the Roncalli Royals and the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Welcome to Bob Tolley Field on the campus of Roncalli High School. The Royals taking on the Irish in tonight's boys soccer contest. With Jeff Purdy, I'm Nathaniel Finch, our entire crew, Roncalli Media Network. This is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show, and we've got a good one, Jeff, and a pretty exciting rivalry, as it always is anytime these two schools get together.
Indeed, it's going to be an exciting one, and two teams coming in with different situations from what's happened in the past few days. Last night, Bloomington South took on Cathedral. They came away with a win, and actually it's 7 games in the past 2 weeks for Cathedral. Conversely, Roncalli comes in with almost a week worth of rest here, so it's going to be an interesting comparison in terms of, can Roncalli weather the early storm that Cathedral brings in terms of trying to get something early on the board and see if maybe fatigue becomes a factor later in the game.
Roncalli 5-4 on the season. You mentioned it last time out. They played at Bishop Chatard, but boy, 7 goals in the game, 7-1, the conference win there. But that came almost a week ago. And to your point, when you look at what Cathedral did, 5-4-3 on the season, they just beat Bloomington South, who was a very good team last year, made it to the semi-state. 2-0 was the final score there, but that took place less than 24 hours ago. So you have one team that's well rested, one team that is getting a lot of these games in. It will certainly be interesting to track once we get toward the second half of this match and see how much does fatigue play a factor, because playing back-to-back games is no easy feat.
Yeah, and you worry a little bit about rust for Roncalli, perhaps. It's been a week almost since they played their last game, but boy, did they come out hot in that last game. I think within 30 seconds, Roncalli with the first goal on the board in that game, and then they piled on and ended up winning 7-1. Really been sort of Jekyll and Hyde with Roncalli this year in terms of scoring. A lot of close games, but also a few blowouts favoring the Royals. So we'll see which team comes out tonight, and if they can get on the board, shake that rust off early, and like you said, take care, and hopefully take advantage of that fatigue in the second half with Cathedral.
Well, this is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Tonight's game, Roncalli and Cathedral. If you're looking for freshness you can taste across the Midwest, meet Indianapolis Fruit Company, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947. Indianapolis Fruit delivers everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings. Indianapolis Fruit, producing a fresh experience. We've got plenty more for you on this pregame show from Roncalli High School. Nathaniel Finch, Jeff Purdy will be back in a matter of moments here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Greetings, Roncalli. Kevin Bonich here, Therese Carson. We're here from my favorite office, my office that's not my real office. And we are here today to talk about the annual fun dinner. We're here to talk about the projects that go with it. So, Therese, why don't you tell us a little bit about the annual fun Circle of Faith dinner?
Well, cheers. Good morning.
Cheers. Good morning.
Good morning. We would love to have our entire Roncalli community at our Circle of Faith annual fun dinner on September 18th. Just come and learn about Roncalli and be a part of our future. Kevin, what do you think? You've been to the dinner. What do most people wear?
Most people are going to be casual, business casual,
Correct.
Casual, or wear a lot of red, white, and blue, just like we are.
Just like we are. The doors open at 5:30, and we have food stations for dinner, so you can mingle casually and talk to other people. You can sit down at your table with your guests and chat. At 7 o'clock is when all the important things start. We will start by giving out awards for our distinction honorees, and then move right into the future of Roncalli. And we've got some really interesting projects that you are going to want to know about this year.
Wonderful. Well, I heard the budget was a little tight for the MC. You got a good deal on the MC this year.
We did. Good. It's him.
Well, couldn't find anybody better. So this year, the big project. We got to talk about the big project. That's really why we're out here. So one of the things we have at Roncalli is we have a long lunch period. Our students have a full 45 minutes to eat lunch and to hang out with their friends, do homework, have a brain break, get away from the chaos of the school day. And so they're allowed to go outside. But we really on our campus don't really have a spot for them to go. And so that's why this year's project is to give them the green space they need, the Bergamo Courtyard. You're going to learn a lot about it at the evening, but that's why we're here, because in a year from now, our hope is, with the support of our donors and our community, that this whole space is going to turn into a green space. We're going to get rid of some parking. Our parking lot is a little bit chaotic before and after school, so that'll help with traffic flow. But more importantly, it'll be a space for our kids to come, be outside, hang out, be an outdoor classroom during the other periods of the day. It's going to be an incredible spot. My parking spot is going to go away. I'm going to have a little bit longer of a walk, but that's okay. We're here for the students. We're here for the students.
We are here for the students. And this is so exciting. I call it like high school recess kind of. Our students need a break during the day, but right now they're throwing the ball on the circle, and it's chaos just trying to get in and out of here and with safety. And this will give them a place to enjoy during the day, and our community a place to enjoy outside of the school day. So you know what we say in my office. So let's turn this pavement into purpose, and we would love to see you at the dinner. Everyone will have an opportunity to support our projects financially and in prayer. And let's look for a great Circle of Faith distinction dinner and a great rest of the school year.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Hey, welcome back to Bob Tolley Field, Roncalli High School on the south side of Indianapolis with a great one for you today. It's boys soccer, Cathedral, Roncalli, always a great rivalry. We'll get more into that here on the rest of this Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Jeff Purdy. Let's start with the game time weather. Boy, is this just a beautiful night for some soccer.
Nathaniel, indeed, it's perfect weather, about 82 degrees, very still, no wind to speak of. So what happens tonight on the field will be unaffected by anything other than just how the boys play. A little bit of sun, sundown probably in about 45, 50 minutes, so halftime should be under the lights, but I think Roncalli's wisely set up on the west end of the field here, so hopefully their keepers not having to worry about that, maybe a little disadvantage for Cathedral. But, yeah, just a beautiful night for CYO, a lot of kids out from the parochial schools nearby on the south side.
Always makes this such a fun rivalry. Your game time weather sponsor is Whitetail Properties. Bill and Jay Miner, your go-to experts at Whitetail Properties for West Central and South Central Indiana rural real estate. Dreaming of hunting, farming, lakeside, or just a home nestled on acreage, these proud Roncalli alums will make it happen. Call today 317-446-9500 or 370-2422 and visit whitetailproperties.com. Turn your real estate dreams into reality with Bill and Jay Miner. Let's take a look first at the keys to the game. Then we'll take a look at your starting lineups, and both brought to you by Kids Abilities. How about those keys to the game?
All right, so tonight looks like it's going to be a close one. Both teams are not giving up many goals. So our first key to the game is really going to be watch the midfield. Roncalli, 8 of 9 games, allowing less than a goal. Cathedral, similarly, very close on 11 of their 12 games that have been played. So neither team's scoring a whole lot in general against top competition, nor giving up much. So they like to say in soccer, a lot is won through the midfield. So scouting report on Cathedral is they're strong. And similarly, in the situations where Roncalli has scored a lot of goals, it started in the midfield and a lot of counterattacking. So that'll be an interesting early indicator as to how things are going to go, is to watch that midfield. Given it will be likely a close game and maybe a defensive battle, we always like to look at the next key of the game, which is set pieces. Oftentimes these tight games can come down to a moment or two, a free kick, and then inauspicious location can often turn into a header and catch the keeper outside. So we have seen Roncalli with some tricks up their sleeves on some set pieces. Caught Franklin Central sleeping on a free kick that had a nice design play and a real easy tap in through Manny Torres. And then the third key to the game, and I think what will really be a key indicator and early tell, is which Roncalli team is going to show up tonight. When we've seen Roncalli play against top competition, the tendency has been to set up in a bit more of a defensive posture, so usually setting 2 midfielders in front of that defensive line and just kind of letting the other team settle in and get a feel for the game. And then in the second half, you sometimes see Roncalli switch up to get on the attack a bit more. So we talked a little bit about that fatigue factor earlier. Again, I think if Roncalli sets up, likely to set up in a bit more defensive look early on, weather that early push by Cathedral and hopefully wear them out and then get on the front foot in the second half. So it should be a good one.
Excited for this one. It is, of course, Roncalli and Cathedral boys varsity soccer action for you. That's Jeff Purdy. Those were your keys to the game, brought to you as always by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. Kids Abilities provides pediatric therapy that supports families, celebrates achievements, and helps kids reach their fullest potential. Learn more at kidsabilitiesindiana.com. Now it's time for your starting lineups. Let's start with the Fighting Irish. Cathedral, 5-4-3 on the season. Joel Russell, the head coach. This is a state finalist team from just 2 years ago. And your starting forwards, Quinn Bateman, the senior, Rowan Fahey, the senior, and Carol Molina Gomez, the junior. Few midfielders here, Michael Bonakorski, Jordan Wedges, and Colin Jackson. The latter two are seniors. Bornikowski is a junior. And your defenseman, Jake Hahn, he's a senior. August Hassler is a senior. Jackson Masselmany is a senior. And Alden Chan, also a senior. And the keeper for Cathedral, Blake Sales. You will see a lot from him tonight. Number 1, the big senior there as well. As for Roncalli, your starting lineups, your 3 forwards, Johnny Harlow, Manny Torres, Anthony Litz, Sam Purdy, a midfielder, Jeff, your son, so certainly we'll keep an eye on how he performs today. Cole Huff, Owen Williams, and Eric Sanchez, the other 3 midfielders, all 4 seniors there. In fact, Torres is the only non-senior. He is a sophomore. And then your 3 defensemen are 3 juniors, Connor Riley, Sam Smith, and Colin Dexter. And rounding out the Royals starting lineup, Corbin Sejas, he is a senior. Maurice Shilton, right?
Correct.
All right, let me make sure I get that right. Maurice Shilton, the head coach, he has been here for quite a while. Since 2021 as the Roncalli boys head coach, and 7 years as the girls head coach before that. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you, of course, by Kids Abilities. Should be a fun one, always fun when these two schools get together. CYO night adds a little bit more. A lot of these players played together at CYO back in the day.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these players from both teams know each other through club soccer as well, so there'll be some familiarity from that level. Great to see, back here at Roncalli. I think last time these two teams squared off, as you said, Cathedral brought a very strong team in. It was a very competitive match for about 3/4 of it, and then they finally kind of broke away from it. But that team ended up going to the state final, and they've lost a few of their attacking players. I think you see that reflected in their lower scoring output this year, but still a very, very strong team.
Your game day roster, you just heard from both teams there, brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services as well. Should be a fantastic game here from Bob Tolley Field. Ready to get it underway here in just a matter of moments. Looks like these teams getting ready, getting set. Excited to see how this one pans out. Like you said, this could very well be more of a defensive battle, and that's always fun. The tension's always high when it is a 0-0 game, when there's only 1 or 2 goals up on the board, and that always makes for some exciting soccer.
Last time these two squared off, it was a pretty physical game as well. And as the two teams come out, we'll get a feel for the size matchup. I recall a couple years ago, Cathedral had a decent height advantage, which definitely comes into play on those set pieces we talked about earlier. But early on here, I don't see a big difference between the two teams. We'll talk about some of the Roncalli players, and you mentioned how many seniors are starting. Strong core, looking to, I definitely think, make some noise in the sectional this year. They've already squared off against Southport, Perry Meridian, and done well in both of those games. Very competitive. One lost one, but haven't had to look at Greenwood nor New Pal yet. Those would be, other potential strong competition in the sectional.
And, sectional's just around the corner. That is the beginning of October. Of course, we're nearing the end of September. So this is an ever-important matchup, not in the conference standings. Cathedral, obviously an independent. But when you get closer to sectional play, you really need to rack up some wins and get some momentum going.
And Roncalli comes in doing well. They've played a team that has bounced between number 1 and number 2 in the state, which is Brownsburg, and they held them to only 1 goal and honestly had some great chances to tie that up. So stood toe-to-toe with the best in the state, and then ended up in a very tight conference game against Guerin that went to penalty kicks. Unfortunately, the Royals came out on the wrong end of that one, but that was a back-and-forth affair against a very good team.
It's the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show, and nearly ready to get this one underway. You see both teams out to midfield. They're being announced to the home crowd here. If you are watching, clearly you cannot make the game tonight. That's cool. You can still cheer on your Royals with a shout-out on the Roncalli Media Network. Yeah, right here. And while we keep you connected while you're away, the kennel at Arbor Lane gives you peace of mind knowing your pets are safe and cared for while you are away as well. The kennel at Arbor Lane, where pets feel at home and Royals fans stay connected. Give us a shout out on social media, and we will give you a shout out right here on this very broadcast in the second half. That is the Roncalli Royal Roll Call. Excited for this one to take off here in a matter of moments. We'll get the national anthem underway in just a little bit as well. Should be a fun, cagey affair, and we will get right to it. After this, wrapping up the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Simple truth. No limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com or call to learn more today.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
Hey, we're going to show you that we have the #1 student section in the state. Hey, we want the banner! 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 Hey, we want the banner!
Welcome back to Bob Tolley Field, Roncalli High School. Some varsity boys soccer action for you on this beautiful Wednesday night. At Roncalli High School, the Cathedral Fighting Irish come to town. 5-4-3 on the year are the Fighting Irish. The Royals, 5-4 their record, careening toward sectional play here in just a matter of weeks. So it is ever important to get some of these tune-ups taken care of. Should be an exciting one. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Jeff Purdy, and we've talked about it on the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Now it's time for the real thing. This should be an exciting affair.
You could kind of see a pep in the step as both teams ran away from the national anthem, and now they're in huddles, getting fired up. And we're going to get things kicked off here shortly. One change in the Roncalli starting lineup. I noticed Paul Thang, number 34, in for Anthony Litz. Paul, I mentioned, scored early on in the game against Bishop Chatard, coming up from that midfield position and got into the action. So just a sophomore, he's going to get this one going. Sounds like Anthony Litz still fighting a little bit of a nagging injury, but he's practiced this week and should be back into the game. He brings a lot of pressure up top, size, speed, so he'll definitely play a role tonight.
And you mentioned it earlier, we don't see a ton of substitutions from this Roncalli team, but that would be certainly a key one. We'll keep an eye on see if Litz ever comes into the game. As we are now ready to get this one underway at Roncalli High School. Cathedral will start with it. We'll see what they can do on offense.
There's Eric Sanchez with an early clearance. He's played a critical role this season for the Royals, playing that defensive midfield position.
Sejas has it.
Here's Sam Smith with the header away. Early on, looks like Cathedral's going to try to play long. We mentioned their midfield is touted to be a strength, so we'll see if they try to also play through there and get it to their forwards.
And you mentioned the sunset. It will become a factor, especially for Cathedral. You just saw Blake Sales, the keeper, kicking that one away a little bit ago. But really, this entire team will have that sun in their eyes for, the next half hour or so. Certainly something to keep an eye on.
Here's an opportunity for Roncalli early. Cole Huff tried to slip that one through to Johnny Harlow, and the defender just got a foot on it. But some early physical play in the midfield. As we talked, we expected to see that.
Yeah, should see that for the majority of this game. It always makes for a fun affair.
I think the referees have to decide, keep an eye on that early on and decide if they want to try to get that under control early or let the boys play a little bit.
Roncalli will have it here.
Yeah, kind of an errant pass from the defensive line from Cathedral there.
A battle in the midfield. Cathedral now with a chance. Overshot.
Here's Sejas to clean that up. Interesting one there was only, it looks like they're playing one high. So there weren't a lot of Cathedral players there to create too much risk, and we had a lot of defenders back for the Royals. Here's number 2, Quinn Bateman for Cathedral. Looks to be their attacking midfielder. Good control of the ball.
A good opportunity there, and retaining possession will be the Fighting Irish. Sejas had to work for that one. It's cleared.
So we talked a little bit about the potential for some rust, and I'll tell you, Sejas had a brilliant game against Guerin. Phrase in soccer, I think, has stood on his head. He made some critical saves, particularly late in the game, and kept that to a 0-0 tie, and then he actually stopped one of the penalty kicks. So here's Sanchez to take the corner.
A big opportunity here for the Royals. Here's the corner kick.
And
Harlow what a
gets on
shot
the end of
there.
So good elevation from Harlow there to get his head on it.
Nice clear from Riley.
Yeah, you'll probably hear his name quite a bit. He and Sam Smith, both juniors, continue to really keep that center core of the defense strong. And there's Torres with a good opportunity, puts a little bit high.
Torres outrunning everybody on the field there, but to your point, couldn't get it in. Now the Fighting Irish taking a breath. We talked about how many games they've played, including last night, the 2-0 win over Bloomington South. So I think they're going to want as many opportunities of rest as they can. Big boot here from Sales, the keeper.
Good job there by Owen Williams to win that header.
Sam Smith with a great play on defense there.
I think a player to watch here in the midfield's number 8 for Cathedral, Bonacorsi. He's already kind of been all over the field here. Looks to distribute the ball pretty well. There's Connor Riley. Oh, no, that was Owen Williams again.
And to your point right there, Bonacorsi getting back in it. Sejas tries to see if he can get something going here for the Royals. 10 minutes in on your Marian University scoreboard.
Okay, ball back. Now the keeper cannot use his hands here, so good pressure from Huff. Keep that ball alive and put a little heat on it.
Now the Irish have it. Help arrives, but too many blue jerseys there.
Oh, Williams just, there was quite a bit of space opening up in the midfield there on that counter. And Owen Williams, I think, did a smart thing there just to give the defense a chance to kind of get organized here and find their marks.
Fahey retrieves the ball. And he'll toss this one in from the side.
Cathedral seeing if it can't get some sort of set play here. Here's the chance. It is. Oh, a shot on goal, and that's in. The Fighting Irish strike first.
So that loose ball just kind of bounced a little too comfortably across the front of the goal, and if you give a striker that kind of time, he's going to convert.
And that looked like Quinn Bateman. He's the name you said to keep an eye on. He shows it there. And when you can get bodies in front of the net like that, it certainly helps your chances.
So I think that's exactly what Cathedral hoped to have happen tonight, is just to get up early, and then wouldn't be surprised. They want to take that fatigue factor out, again, having just played yesterday.
Scored 2 goals in that match yesterday. Here a battle near midfield.
You can see Cathedral actually pretty patient to work the ball side to side, trying to stretch the defense, get them out of position, and then find the open player.
Fahey down. He had some space there, but quickly closing it was the defense of Roncalli. Cathedral's controlled the ball quite a bit today. Fahey with the boot.
So those balls are dangerous. They seem to be playing them a little deeper, so the defense is having to come out to get those. Here's Colin Dexter up from his outside back position.
Colin Jackson has it for the Irish. And having to come out and grab it was Sejas.
Good communication there for the keeper. Warded off his defender and let him know he was there to get that. So maybe a little wriggle here I noticed early on is that I mentioned Roncalli sometimes sets up in a bit more defensive posture with their midfielders. Tonight they seem to have their outside wingers coming back to help out on defense more. So maybe similar mentality, but different strategy. Here's Torres dropping back to that point. So far, Cathedral doing a good job controlling the ball, patient. Making Roncalli kind of work to chase it a bit right now.
And now the Royals gain possession.
There's Paul Tang with a nice service downfield.
Sales for the Irish comes out to help.
Keeper
a big
coming
boot
out
there. Look at this.
Yeah, big switch. A lot of movement with their midfield.
Fahey has it here with a chance. And a great play defensively by the Royals. How about that from Owen Williams? You see him right there on your screen.
Owen's done a great job on that right outside back. He's oftentimes matched up against the opposing team's best striker or winger. Did well there to get that out of bounds.
Well, last time we had this look, it resulted in a goal on the Marian University scoreboard. Here's Cathedral. And the guy who scored the goal is Quinn Bateman, who booted that one in, but luckily for the Royals, didn't go that way this time. Now Roncalli possession for the time being. Boy, just skying that one into the air. Jackson with the header. A little bit of an opportunity here.
A lot of play of the ball off the ground, which kind of surprises me.
A nice save.
There's a nice turn by Paul Tang to get it under control. Serve it downfield to Purdy.
It was Dexter who saved that last one. Giving Sejas a little bit of help. And now it's cleared. And now a chance.
Nice service downfield by Eric Sanchez. He saw Purdy making a run down that left wing.
Roncalli looking to go fast.
Good throw in by Cole Huff. Not a lot of blue shirts nearby.
He'll try it again. Right into the head of an Irish.
Here's Sanchez. And Riley, he was looking for Harlow there on the wing.
One of the rare chances that Roncalli has had on that half of the field. Has been in Cathedral possession for a good chunk of this one, albeit early on. 15 minutes in on the Marian University scoreboard. And I know it's a Wednesday night, and I know it is boys soccer, but on Friday nights on this field, your touchdown sponsors, Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. And for each touchdown scored by the Royals this season, Anne and Bartram will donate $100 to Roncalli High School. Routine maintenance or emergency repair, Anne and Bartram has your back with 24/7 emergency service. Call today, 317-889-9574. Back to the soccer game. It's the Irish with a chance here.
And there's Owen Williams again. He and Eric Sanchez playing good defense there to put that fire out.
And the ball's been off the foot of Rohan Fahey quite a bit today. The senior's been keeping those two defensemen busy. And a nice clear. A lot of contact there. Just up and running away. Torres didn't seem to mind.
Space in the middle now. Yeah, here's Johnny Harlow. Roncalli can surprise teams with their pace. Harlow, Huff, and Manny Torres all can beat their man one-on-one. And questionable offside there, but ball will go back to Cathedral.
Huff chasing after it. And we'll see Sales, the keeper for Cathedral, taking a breather before he kicks this one away. Another big clear. Seen that a few times from Williams today, the senior.
Really a lot of space for both teams so far in the midfield. I think it reflects both teams moving, finding space on their own pretty well.
Connor O'Reilly with a big-time play on defense there. That got past him. That could have spelled trouble. Cathedral will try it again. Fahey on the far side. A lot of blue jerseys this time. The Royals prevail. For now, though.
And here's number 10, Carol Molina Gomez. Looks like he's their primary number 9 attacker. Up top, good size. He's given Sam Smith and Connor Riley a lot to think about, posting up right between the two of them.
Alden Chan had it.
Roncalli seems content to let the ball get played around the back here by Cathedral. Not looking to really press too much. And there's a good foot on the ball to stop a clean cross by Owen Williams again. Here's Manny Torres.
Oh, a lot of contact there.
No call.
Another big hit taken by Manny Torres.
We've seen Paul Tang get control of the ball here a couple times and help start the offense. Here's Cole Huff in a foot race.
Oh, big-time move here. Huff has it with some space.
And a little nutmeg there. Oh, a good hesitation move.
Tried to center it, and it was kicked away.
Looks like that might have rolled out on for a goal kick. Against Bishop Chatard, Huff registered 5 assists for the 7 goals.
What's that?
That's impressive. And really, set the tone for the whole team in terms of unselfish play that night. All right, here's the captain for Cathedral with a turnover. Pretty deep in their own end.
A chance for the Royals, and Cathedral gets it right back.
That's pretty good work back by Molina Gomez, the forward, to disrupt that play.
There goes Fahey, and it's stolen away. Owen Williams.
Little overlap here for Cathedral. They're going to try to work it down the sideline. That goes out of bounds. They're getting some space down that left-hand side. Williams has done a great job putting a lot of the fires out, but be interesting to see if maybe they shift a little bit to try to stop that play. Definitely feels like Roncalli settled down a little bit.
Certainly needs to find a way to get possession of the ball a little bit more. It has been all off the foot of the white jerseys. Obviously, it's hard to score when the ball is not on your side of the field.
Indeed. Looked like it was close to being out, but a turnover nonetheless. So here's Roncalli back the other direction.
Yeah, thanks, snagging it.
Sanchez looking for Huff again. That's a great ball. Puts the keeper in a precarious
Look
spot.
at Huff there. Boy, just barely misses the net. That looked like a good chance.
You could see the keeper there indecisive because that ball came right to the top of the box. And a lot of times on the turf will keep rolling, but that one sat up just like you want it to.
And it's Sales who snatches it out of midair, the keeper. Huff certainly gets his cardio in. It's been a few times that he's been just streaking free toward that goal.
I think that's that counter attack that Roncalli wants to get going, right? Sit in a little bit on defense, draw Cathedral out, and then try to get their speedsters in behind. Here's another ball out to Harlow. He's got plenty of space. He's going to serve one into the middle.
And it's cleared. Well, the good news is, Jeff, Roncalli's had possession a lot more recently than the beginning of this match.
Yeah, and interesting, they could have taken their time a little bit more on that one, and I see one of the players clapping his hands, not happy with how that turned out. Right back to the Royals.
Cathedral now, but there's plenty back on defense. We talked about it on the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show, Jeff. This is kind of two opposite sides of the spectrum. Cathedral comes in with a lot of games over the last 7 days, whereas Roncalli, they haven't played in 7 days. So what do you think so far of maybe a little bit of rust from the Royals, maybe just trying to feel out how a soccer game works again since it had been so long, versus Cathedral, who look like they've come out attacking from the get-go?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain that. We also talked about set pieces being important. I think that, I don't know if it was rust or maybe just, getting a little bit caught off guard, but that led to the first goal. But I see Roncalli seems much more confident, starting to get a little more comfortable on the ball here. Look, here we see several passes working it around to find space, and there's Sanchez with a nice,
Man, hit the bottom of the upright on the football field and knocked out.
So
but
sometimes,
just as we're talking about it, it's a great opportunity.
I like what Sanchez did there because the keeper didn't know a lot about that shot. He caught him off guard a little bit. You usually don't see a player take it from distance, but it's worth a try every once in a while to see if he's paying attention. And in that case, if the ball had just been a little lower, I think that was a goal.
Subbing out was Rohan Fahey, who has had so much possession of this ball on that back far corner. That will certainly be something to keep an eye on as Jackson Kripe, the freshman, comes in his stead for Cathedral.
A little bit more pressure from Roncalli here. Getting up the field and getting numbers up. That ball's out. I think they figure if Cathedral wants to work the ball around the back, why not do it on their end and see if we can get an opportunity or two out of it. So good pickpocket here by Harlow, it looks like. It looks like he and Manny Torres have switched sides here.
Yeah, a few different looks here for Joel Russell's team. Colin Jackson also exited. Miles Murphy came in his place. So two of the better players for the Fighting Irish now taking a rest. And you kind of need to when you play a game last night and when you've played as many games as they have recently. A little bit more substitutions and maybe a fresh Roncalli team.
Yeah, just halfway through the first half here. So we'll keep an eye on if they do that at maybe the 5-minute mark or 10-minute mark again.
Those substitutions brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor, having all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94. Proud to serve you. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Nice sequence there from Bonacorsi. He fought off some pressure in the midfield and then started an attack and got in on it himself. Here's
another
a little bit of
chance there.
indecision.
Uh-oh. A couple of times the ball in front of the keeper, but Sejas keeps it out. That's what happened on the first goal for Cathedral, right? You just get the ball in the vicinity and see what can happen.
Yeah, and I think Roncalli just, I see Connor Riley and Corbin Sejas having a few words after that, clapping hands, just talking about the need to communicate and make sure both the defensive line and the keeper are decisive and talk about what they want to do with those balls that come in. Definitely part of the strategy we're seeing here. Oh, we have a player down for Cathedral on the opposite side. I think he may have just subbed in.
Yeah, that is Miles Murphy, who, to your point, just came in not too long ago, so it'll be a short stint on the field, it appears, as he is helped off under his own power. And coming in to replace him will be Henry Van Bosch.
So we talked a little bit about the fatigue. I did see before Colin Jackson subbed out, he was stretching his legs out on the sideline during a stoppage of play, so definitely see some indications this early in the game. Probably not cramping, but maybe just getting looser. And they put a long stint in last night. This is a quick turnaround. So it'll be a drop ball for Roncalli after the injury. And once again, they're getting numbers up the field here. So Coach Shilton is not shying away. He sees something that he feels that maybe Roncalli can create some opportunities.
Shilton, the coach of this team since 2021. He spent 7 years with the women's team here at Roncalli before that. 6 years at Whiteland, and then 6 years at Franklin College. Both the men and women soccer coach there, as we got a lot of contact.
That's a great tackle from
going
Colin
down
Dexter.
and now staying down as a Royal. We've seen a lot of contact here today.
Yeah, I think that may have just been a result of going in strong on that tackle, and sometimes you get your foot on the opposite side of the ball.
So Colin Dexter will need some attention. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. The Roncalli Media Network.
Building your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. With design-build solutions across 30-plus states, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Our strength, innovation, safety, and service. Gemco engineers the right system that works smarter and works longer. Gemco Constructors, a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision, concept to creation.
Back here at Roncalli High School, Nathaniel Finch and Jeff Purdy. As the player hurt was Colin Dexter, the defenseman. He gets up and kind of jogs off gingerly on his own power. We'll keep an eye on him throughout this evening, but that's good news. He was able to get up on his own.
Yeah, and he's replaced by Ryan Merkel, who has given good minutes at either outside back position to Spell Williams and Dexter. So, as we talked about sectionals and Marion County tournament, getting some of these players minutes is, really important, because you're going to potentially be playing a lot of back-to-back games in those tournaments. And
Cathedral here with a chance. Still a chance, and then it's booted between the uprights.
Yeah, I think Bateman wishes he had that one back. He took with his left foot, which was a good decision, but he just didn't get really over top of it, and it sailed on him a little bit.
So Sejas will kick this one away. And sorry to interrupt you, partner. Certainly going to be key, getting as many guys in as you can before sectionals.
Yeah, I see another little tweak here. We've got Cole Huff stepping back into the midfield a bit and Sam Purdy stepping up the field. As you mentioned, the cardio that Huff puts in here, he's winning a ball out of the midfield. It's probably what coach is looking for.
When you just saw him, come out of nowhere, running across the field and getting a foot on that, and that is the reason why his team has the ball right now. So he's still finding success even in a new position.
There's good defense by Hahn there. Purdy was trying to make a run down the sideline. He just kind of let that run out of bounds and shielded it.
About 2/3 of the way through this opening half.
1-0 your score. Cathedral with the lead on the Marian University scoreboard. Cleared again. And contrary to the beginning of this half where Cathedral scored its goal, Roncalli has had possession of the ball a lot more often.
Yeah, Roncalli, awkward play there for Cathedral. The defender passed it back to the keeper, but very wide of the goal. Keeper did well to get that cleared before two Roncalli players were about to press him. And here's a fortuitous bounce after Torres put some pressure on. Plays it back in, tries to get into the box. Seems like Cathedral's sort of playing into the air game here, which I think might favor the Royals.
This one tossed right near the goal, and oh.
It's still in play. Oh, no, it says it's out.
But that
for
Sales jumped up and put a hand on it. Went out of bounds then, but just one of those moments where everybody kind of holds their breath, and we haven't seen too many of those so far this half from the Royals. There's another one as it bounces right in front of the goal.
Looks like that one might have also caught another corner for the Royals. Okay. I thought that might have caught in the field goal.
The upright there.
So here's Sanchez to serve it in again. This one's a deeper ball. They tried a few short corners. It looks like that'll go off the head of Harlow.
Overshot it a little bit there.
But
it's always good, when Sanchez gets those looks, when this team gets those looks, and you just need the opportunities and see if you can't convert on one or two every now and then.
Pretty even on corners so far. I've got Roncalli with their third there and Cathedral with 2. They made the most of theirs. But it's a good indicator of kind of how the run of play is going as to which end the ball is in. I think, as you mentioned, kind of a tale of two sections of the half here. Here's Huff wearing the captain's armband tonight. There's a good win by Sanchez and a great turn. Creates a lot of space looking for Torres. Oh, that's a good ball. He was fighting through 2 defenders there, but he had a chance. He had a step on him.
Yeah, Sanchez giving his guy every chance to jump in front of that one. And now Cathedral looks to set up some offense.
That's a great ball. And there's the communication we talked about earlier.
Sejas snatching it up. Thanks to your point to the communication from the defenseman.
I think Riley did a great job there. It's got to be nerve-wracking. The defender's riding your back, about to get a touch on the ball, and you got to trust that your keeper's going to be there. Here's Cole's pace. You saw Huff create his own space there and really separate himself from the defender, and then he had a long hit, just sailed it a little bit.
This one brought to you in part by the Coin Index in Greenwood, your premier source for buying, selling, and appraising coins and precious metals. Conveniently located just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. Find expert service and an unparalleled selection. For more information, visit thecoinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Here's an opportunity for Roncalli. That ball just rolls a little too far, but Huff won it, settled it very quickly in the midfield, and got it out in front of Purdy for an opportunity.
And Sales, the keeper, quickly getting it to his team instead of waiting to set something up where Roncalli sniffed it out like that last time.
Yeah, so it looks like Van de Bosch is in on that left-hand side. He's a sophomore. Doesn't look like he has the speed of some of the other players that have been there, but they had the injury, so probably same strategy we talked about for the Royals, getting some quality minutes for the younger players.
Couple of headers there. There's 3.
Great.
How about that?
Tang was running forward and got in the air to win that header. It's hard to do without going through the other player, and he was able to do that without committing a foul. Roncalli seems to be very concerned about that number 10. You can see them double teaming him on that header.
Yeah, Caro Molina Gomez, to your point, kind of the primary facilitator at the forward position. We've seen him handle the ball quite a bit. Clearing it is Torres, and Sales will scoop it up.
So Coach Shilton had a few words on that one. I think he was looking for a bit more patience on that. That ball sneaks past Harlow. But again, the Royals are doing well to get back on D here.
Here's Kripe, the Fighting Irish. Oh, nice move there. And the sub comes in and makes a couple nice moves, but it's cleared.
Sam Smith does a nice job there. Kind of got him wrong-footed to start, but he quickly turned around and got that out of the danger area.
Cathedral will try this again. Haven't seen an offensive set from the Irish in quite a few minutes. Credit to Roncalli keeping the ball in their offensive zone.
Here's a good switch from Cathedral. Oh, and Van de Bosch had a good opportunity there. Williams had the ball got past Williams, but unfortunately Van de Bosch couldn't control that one.
This one brought to you in part by Gemco Constructors, your one-stop partner in commercial construction. Projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Gemco engineers the right system that works smarter and works longer. Gemco Constructors, building your vision, concept to creation. And oh, would have been a nice little move there. But the defense of Roncalli pulling through. An important one from Ryan Merkel.
Yeah, what I don't like about both teams playing the ball high and it's a bit out of control. All it takes is one bounce or one sequence of ricochets and you can have a very dangerous situation. So we'll see if Roncalli can get things under control here a little bit.
So back into the game, the starter who had played exceptional in that beginning of the half, Rohan Fahey, he's back into the game. Henry Van Bosch heads back to the bench after playing some good minutes.
Here's good pressure from Huff. Cathedral doing a better job now of switching. They're going back to that left-hand side, and you can see the pattern of play they're looking to do is get that cross in from that side. Good markups by the Royal defense there.
They actually exited Kripe, so he's on the bench, and Van Bosch moves over to the other side as a forward, so we'll keep an eye there as we go. But I think the big news for Cathedral is they get their great striker and Rohan Fahey back into the game. Just under 10 minutes to go on the Marian University scoreboard. First half action here on the Roncalli Media Network.
That's a great turn there by Sanchez in traffic.
In heavy traffic, and look at that. Sanchez showing his worth.
A nice touch here by Paul Tang.
Roncalli with a chance.
Maybe one less touch there, and he had Cole Huff. He's going to work back on defense to recover that. Great work there by Paul to get back.
Wedges the senior captain. Uh-oh, look to the goal, and it is an unlucky bounce for the Irish. That certainly spelled trouble for Roncalli. They get out of it unscathed.
Yeah, those crosses becoming more and more dangerous as things start to spread out a little bit. You can hear the crowd shouting for a bit more energy from the Royals right now. A little bit of a lull. A lot of the players have been on there now for approaching 35 minutes.
But they haven't played in a week, so that's certainly the difference between Cathedral, who had a game last night.
So Cathedral with the corner here.
Scored on one earlier. This is their third chance. And Fahey will tap out.
Looks like Liam Horan might take this one.
Comes in as a sub, and now here's a chance.
It's like the referee's giving a few words to some of the action in front of the keeper.
Here it is, the corner kick, a header near the goal, and Roncalli gets out of it. But it's still in play, and it's still near the goal, as Van Bosch trying to put that one into the net. Saved and now kicked away by Sejas.
That was an impressive header by Riley to get that cleared out of the box. That's not easy to do. He generated a lot of momentum on that. The ball was just kind of floating, and you could see him really. Oh, we got a foul here. It looks like Sanchez might have taken a knock.
He'll take a moment to get up, but he will. A lot of contact today. These Fighting Irish certainly putting fighting a worthy part of that name. And playing teams like this always beneficial for the Royals because we're just weeks away from sectional play starting, and guess what? They let you play quite a bit in those big-time matches.
Yeah, for our last broadcast against Southport, it was the maybe second or third game of the season. You didn't know a whole lot about the opponents that you had played and their quality, and you're kind of figuring out how your team would make things happen. But I think Roncalli can safely say at this point they should feel confident coming in any game that they can play with anybody in the state. As I mentioned, Brownsburg, Guerin. I think the state's up for grabs this year. There aren't really any dominant teams that have stood out so far. I think it presents a good opportunity for the Royals, like we mentioned, to work through that sectional and maybe see if they can take it a step farther.
It's a Roncalli team that has not obtained a sectional title since 2018. That was before Coach Shilton's stay as the head varsity coach here for the boys. They did win 6 straight times. This is sectionals from 06 to 11. So you have that pedigree. It's been a minute, but you do. It's just a team that hasn't made it to the state finals. Certainly trying to change that this year, and to your point, as good a year as any.
Yeah, and it's a random draw for sectional seedings, so you're always sometimes you can get fortunate and have effectively a bye, and other times you might face your toughest opposition in the first game. So I think those draws will come out here in a couple weeks, and we'll see what the Royals have in front of them.
Next Sunday, the pairing show on the IHSAA Champions Network. Excited to see how that one pans out. Both of these teams watching with bated breath.
And that one runs out the back on Huff, but that was close. He had the defender beat there and was looking to make a cross back across the center. Side judge was right there. He had a good look at it.
Discover the power of exceptional print and brand communications with Harding Poorman, offering a wide range of products and services to elevate your brand with quality you can see and results you can trust. Visit hardingpoorman.com. Harding Poorman, where your brand's success begins.
Williams really hustled on that one. I love it. He didn't look over his shoulder to see if anybody was on his back. He just shielded that ball and let it run out for a Royals throw-in.
Owen Williams gets it back in, but immediately taken back by the Irish.
That's good defense by Riley. Just get on his back. Don't let him turn.
Back to the middle third we go. Roncalli fighting through traffic.
That's great little sideline work here between Huff and Purdy. Purdy was looking for a big switch there to Harlow. The Cathedral player got in the way, and it goes out of bounds for a Royal throw-in. But good little interplay there, and I think that's what you're going to have to do against this good defense. They're not going to give you anything easy.
That's a big boot from
like
Williams.
That was a handball. So here's a good opportunity. We talked about those set pieces. You've got to put these on frame and take advantage and make the keeper work and then be there for an opportunity if there's a rebound. So Purdy's going to ask for the referee to step off 10 yards here for the wall. I mentioned that there's some trickery, so we'll see if they have anything here, if they go conventional and just serve one in and try to get someone's head on the end of it. And
Sam Purdy, the senior captain, awaits this great opportunity. He boots it over the wall, header near the goal, but it can't quite hit it.
So that did appear to be a design play. Huff made a run
Huff
and
gave it his best.
Got to the front post there. It just went a little bit right. There was enough on that ball to direct it into the goal if it could be directed in a little lower.
Just a couple of first half minutes remain on the Marian University scoreboard. Down by a goal are the Royals. We'll see what they can do here in the last few chances before we hit the break.
Oh, there's a whistle here. It's going the Royals' direction. I'm not sure what the call was there.
They'll move quickly.
They can start play as soon as the ball's stopped rolling, but the referee's going to ask them to move back a bit. So here's Sanchez. A little deeper this time, but he looks like he's going to try to serve this in, find a teammate, and that's a good service.
It caroms around but remains in possession of the Royals. Time ticking down off this scoreboard the remainder of the first half.
That's a
great way to keep that
stop of the ball there. Yeah. Oh, Sanchez does a nice job working through. He discards the defender who was giving him the business there for a minute. Oh, here's a nice setup. Oh, Sanchez looking for Harlow.
Look at that. Harlow gave it a go.
The defender didn't get that cleanly, so Harlow had a chance at it, and it's going to be a Royal throw-in.
Jake Hahn at least kept the goal off the board for now, but here's the throw-in.
Deep throw. Kind of a Harlow specialty, and it makes its way all the way across in front of the box. Oh,
The
here's a
Royals
nice
stop
touch.
Too many white jerseys.
There's a good decision there. Oh, the ball gets away from him a bit, but he actually goes out. And here's the quick throw in. The Royals look to take advantage of some space.
60 seconds remain here in this opening half.
Good work by Sanchez again.
Do something quickly.
Big cross here. Harlow is available.
Uh-oh.
Keeper gets there.
If he was any later, that would have been a header into the goal. Harlow gave it his best.
Harlow was sneaking in the back door there. The defenders lost track of him a couple times there.
And now maybe taking a little bit more time, that 1-goal lead, to boot this one away.
Good elevation there by Sam Smith. I think now if you're Roncalli, you just want to put this ball out of bounds if you can.
Uh-oh, right near the goal. What a play on defense. It's still in play. The keeper runs after it, and Sejas grabs it. Boy.
And that's good on Sejas to take control of that situation. You cannot give up a goal this late in the half. It just crushes the momentum.
The final 10 seconds will tick off the clock. After a half, Cathedral with the lead. 1-0 to start this one off. It's been exciting. It's been a cagey affair. And it is the Fighting Irish with that short advantage. We'll recap it. We'll preview the second half. That, all, much, and more on the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show. And that comes next on the Roncalli Media Network.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today. Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com to learn more.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood,
Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Hey, welcome back to Roncalli High School. It is Bob Tolley Field on the south side. Nathaniel Finch with Jeff Purdy. The lone goal scored in this first half belongs to the road team, the Cathedral Fighting Irish, and it is Quinn Bateman who put it behind the net. That one early in the first half. It's been a fun battle since then. 1-0 the score as these teams getting set, making their adjustments, and ready to come back out on the field here in a matter of minutes. It's a good time to remind you about the Circle of Faith Distinction Dinner. That is tomorrow at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium here at Roncalli High School. Join for a night of dinner and drinks honoring outstanding Roncalli community members. Celebrate the contributions made to the school, church, and world with updates on Roncalli's success and future plans. This event is completely free. Don't miss out on the celebration. Join roncalli.org to register today. That is, of course, tomorrow. Nathaniel Finch, Jeff Purdy, the rest of our crew, Roncalli Media Network, two fantastic camera students that are just doing a great job today, Felipe Rodriguez and Matthew Murphy, and of course AJ Ablog leading the charge down in the production truck. It is the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. Jeff, certainly a fun first half, and be excited to see if that continues here.
Yeah, and I think it followed along the script we expected. Both teams coming in, giving up very few goals, and not a lot of chances. I'd say there are several good half chances for both teams, but keepers were able to deal with those pretty comfortably. So we'll see what happens in the second half. No yellow cards, so
that's always a plus.
Definitely been some physical play, but the referees called only a handful of fouls even. So there's been a little action, a few bumps and bruises so far, but nothing that hasn't been very clean play. So both teams with 3 corners and only 2 or 3 shots apiece. So we'll see if things open up a little bit more. The midfield we talked about early on, as a key to the game. I think so far it's really been back and forth. I think early on Cathedral played very patient. They worked the ball around. They were definitely in favor in corner counts to start the game for probably the first 20 minutes. As maybe they got a bit tired, and you started to see that midfield open up a bit. And I think Coach Shilton, he's not resting on his laurels in terms of moving players around and trying to find things that might open up a few opportunities. We saw several switches, a few players sub in. I noticed a freshman come in towards the end of the half, Gabriel Nunez, number 42. He got some first playing time against the Chittard team and kind of cleanup time, but he comes in at a critical stretch here. So Coach sees something there for the freshman.
We'll talk plenty more about what this second half has in store coming up in a matter of moments. It's the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. Family owned and operated since 1971. O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. Your wishes are honored at the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished moments of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com, where their Catholic family serves your Catholic family. Nathaniel Finch and Jeff Purdy with more in a matter of moments on the Roncalli Media Network.
If you're like most people, you might assume Roncalli runs entirely on tuition. And sure, tuition covers much of what makes our student experience so great. But the true hero that takes us across the finish line each year, that helps us truly be the Life Prep School, is the Circle of Faith Annual Fund. Without the annual fund, the Roncalli you know could only last about 3/4 of the academic year. That's like love without the L, Mount Rushmore without Washington, a compass without North, or only having 3 National Blue Ribbon School Awards. Donations bridge the gap, funding needs-based tuition assistance, spiritual retreats, faculty training, service projects, classroom technology, campus improvements, fine arts performances, and so much more. Without you, there's simply less. Every gift, big and small, that you make to the Circle of Faith Annual Fund ensures that students can continue to get the whole Roncalli experience, the one inspired by St. John the 23rd himself, not just a fraction of one.
At VisionQuest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Nathaniel Finch, Jeff Purdy on the Roncalli Media Network, our entire crew here at Roncalli. It's a good one in half number 1. The boys varsity soccer match led by Cathedral. The early goal early in that first half, and really since then, Roncalli with some good looks on offense, really doing a good job controlling the ball. It's the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. What do you think needs to be improved by the Royals here, set for half number 2?
Well, I think we talked early on about which team would show up today for the Royals in terms of kind of defensive stance and posture to the game. I think the Royals can take away from this first half. They had some opportunities there at the end. Oftentimes it was 2-on-4, but still creating some threatening opportunities at the top. So I would expect to see a lot of energy come right out of the chute from the Royals here, see if they can level this game up and then take it deep into the second half where hopefully their fresh legs can work for them. I think there was a bit of rust that they shook off in the first half. Some of the things that were really, really crisp on the defensive end in the Guerin and Chittard games over a week ago, just, that one little detail on a touch or something, it started to work itself out through the end of the first half. But definitely caught a little bit on a few of those crosses, and one of them ended up in the back of the net. I've seen a lot of kind of instant energy in other games at the start of the second half. That might be the pep talk coaches are giving them, or just recognizing that they can give it a little push and get back in the game here. But like we talked, it's still right there for them.
Boy, the weather beautiful. The sun is now set mid-70s. Your Whitetail Properties weather report, and just makes for a beautiful final 40 minutes of soccer on this Wednesday night at Roncalli High School. Just about set to get this one underway. A good time to remind you that you can support the Royals with every swipe. Indiana Members Credit Union offers exclusive Roncalli debit cards. It gives back to the school as well. IMCU, all about keeping it simple, delivering top-notch products, friendly service, and the latest technology. Find out more. Grab your Roncalli debit card at imcu.com. Indiana Members Credit Union, making a difference. Roncalli starts with possession, but Cathedral's defense prevails.
Looks like we're back with the same group of starters that started the game for the Royals.
Fahey with the kick there. Oh, a nice one, too. Found a way to weave it between two defenders.
Yeah. Looks like he may be left-footed, and he was able to curl that one right between the two. such an advantage to have that down that left side and be able to curl balls in front of the keeper, and we saw that several times in the first half.
Fahey, the aforementioned senior for this squad, will actually set it down and leave it for his teammate to come grab.
That's Aiden Chan. Looks like don't recall him playing too much in the first half.
He's playing a lot of defenseman. Now he's kind of moved up a little bit.
Here's Huff with a nice little leave off for Purdy, who's fighting some physical play down the middle, and he's going to play it out wide. See if Huff can get there before this runs out of bounds. A little shoulder-to-shoulder play, but Cathedral shielded that one and let it run out.
Yeah, Huff now, pardon my pun, huffing and puffing. After all that running, he's going to take a moment to take a breath. He was doing a lot of running in the first half as well.
I think Sanchez might want that last pass back. I think he thought Paul Thing had a little more space, but Cathedral closes that down. Both teams with a bit more energy right now. I think if they can catch a defender out of position or get him behind, there's going to be an opportunity. Here's Sanchez looking to play a deep ball, but no one really running for that. Huff had pulled up. Bit of a miscommunication there.
Sales will grab it and await his chance to boot this one away. Indiana Physical Therapy with experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, they have you covered. Take control of your health. Schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call 317-449-2333. As that one sails out of bounds, so Roncalli with a breather and then a chance on offense.
It looks like Ryan Merkel's still in for Colin Dexter, who took a ding in the first half, so that good work there from Merkel to earn a foul.
Sam Smith kicks this one.
This is a booming kick.
Man.
And Huff gets on the end of it, and
now
again
Huff
controls it. And
Huff
he takes
with a lot of
strike.
weight. Oh my goodness, that one nearly in.
He made the keeper work there, and that's going to be a corner.
What do you have, 4 white jerseys in front of him? That was impressive, just the fact that he made it.
Indeed.
The fact that he made it head toward the net. And an even better save. Sales hasn't been worked too hard today, but when he has, he's made some good stops.
And here's Sanchez looking for Owen Williams with a sneaky play here.
Oh,
and that actually got past the keeper. Nice save by the defender to keep that off the line. And here's Tang still winning the ball in heavy traffic.
Colin Jackson saved that goal, was standing nearly in the net and sent it out. That was impressive.
Don't know if that was a design play or not, but Owen Williams came up on the short corner pass and drilled a screamer in, and the keeper knew very little about it. So the Royals here winning several throws along the sideline. Huff's going to come over and see if he can serve it into the center. And he finds an open Sanchez who controls it, goes back to Williams, and he serves a nice ball in, but the defender there gets on the end of it.
A pair of headers, and it remains in possession of Cathedral.
So Cathedral looking to play some hold-up ball through number 10.
Fahey just sails it out. He wants that one back. Hey, I know it's a soccer game, but let's talk a little bit about football. Roncalli fans, it is that time of year again. Homecoming, not this Friday, but the one following. Your Royals take on Brebeuf, 7 o'clock, right here on Bob Tolley Field. Celebrate the milestone classes 1976 and 2001. If you're a graduate from those years, let us know you're coming. Otherwise, bring family, friends, and school spirit. Not this Friday, but the one following, homecoming, Friday night, here at Bob Tolley Field.
I saw some flowers and signs down near the concessions, so it's full homecoming promposal season right now.
Sales well away from his normal spot in goal. He's got to get rid of this and run back.
Plays a deep ball in. Riley gets on the end of that.
He has a leg to him to Sales.
And he not in a big hurry to get back there, so he definitely didn't feel too threatened by what was going on down the field. So Cathedral now working the ball around nicely in the midfield.
And they did that so well early in the first half. Then it kind of flip-flopped, and Roncalli had so much possession.
So a slight change in strategy here, I think. We're noticing that they're definitely playing through number 10. He's playing with his back to the goal and just looking to have others run in behind him and serve it to him.
Sejas snatches that shot on goal.
Here's Torres running down the sideline. That ball got over the defender's head.
Torres battles.
Oh, and he wins it back and a foul. So here's another good opportunity the Royals need to take advantage of.
That's a big one as Fahey kind of trips up Torres.
So we have two Royals over here, Huff and Purdy, talking strategy. Last time on the corner, they played short. Sometimes you can get a fake run at the ball and then catch the player in stride and see if this would be on the left foot, though.
And here it comes. Purdy sends it toward the goal. Plenty of blue jerseys, and my goodness, another foot away from being a goal. A couple of good chances by these Royals this half.
And Connor Riley there came up to use his height from the defensive backfield, and he got on the end of that. Just not enough steam on it to catch the keeper off guard.
Sales makes the save, then launches it 30 yards, rather 60 yards downfield.
And to his credit, Riley already back on defense. So the refs, I'd say, having a quick whistle so far here in the second half. Not that these aren't legitimate calls in any stretch, but just some of the physical play we saw in the first half, those would have probably played on.
And you wonder if it's a change on purpose or if it's just how it's worked out. Did they come into this second half thinking, okay, maybe we need to rain down some of this physicalness, because we saw quite a bit of guys hit the deck, a couple injured in that first half.
Yeah, I think maybe just getting through this first 10 minutes without letting things get a little too out of hand, because it'll only get more heated from here.
Fahey, the talented striker, will await this one.
Sejas has his wall set up where he wants it.
Here comes the kick, and he just rolls it right to his teammate. Oh, a good chance in front of the net, but it rolls out to the corner.
And that will be a corner. Sejas did get his hands on it to put it out of harm's way.
An impressive and much necessary save for Sejas, jumping in front of that one. That sure looked like a good chance for the Fighting Irish.
And with 30 minutes left in the game, you can see Cathedral's in no hurry already.
Oh, yeah. With that 1-0 lead on the Marion University scoreboard. Here's the corner.
Low service in. Those are dangerous. But it's cleared, and here's Harlow with the header. That's going to be served back in, though. And sometimes you just have to watch the handballs when it gets so crowded in the box there. The ball comes in hot, and you're not totally aware of what's going on, and it can catch you off guard, but comes away clean there.
And it was Bateman with the corner. He had the goal earlier on what happened to also be from a corner kick, was launched in by Bateman. Here another battle.
So off the goal kick here.
Oh, and it's in. The goal slips through, the second of the day for the Fighting Irish. Who notched that one in?
Sounds like it was Bateman that caught that one.
So Bateman with a 2-goal night. He's got plenty of support from the crowd.
So that all started with a goal kick that didn't get beyond the first line of the Cathedral defense, and they were able to take advantage of that and push right back into the backfield. So now the Royals really have to kind of chase the game, so we'll watch to see if Coach Shilton does anything to create a little more offensive opportunity.
Quinn Bateman, the senior, with a pair of goals. That one in the 50th minute as this ball jumps around. Snatching at his sails.
Only the second time this entire season that the Royals have given up more than one goal. So
that is impressive. The defense has certainly been dialed in. And, you know, the offense has been certainly at plenty of points this season. How about that 7-1 win against Bishop Chatard last week?
They also had a 4-1 win and a 5-1 win earlier in the season. So the potential is there to climb back into this game. All you need is one here, and it actually turns the momentum quite a bit. I'm sure Cathedral is going to coach themselves to be very, very patient the rest of this game, and you can see they're working backwards here. They don't want to do anything unnecessary.
Well, being a team that just played last night, played again a couple of days ago, Cathedral wants to play slower at this point because the fatigue's going to start to be a factor.
Yeah, and really no reason to take any chances and get out of position and give Roncalli a chance to get back and
that one
counterattack.
Out. This one brought to you in part by Lock and Vedhoff Funeral and Cremation Services, helping you through the most difficult times with personalized services tailored to your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on Lock and Vedhoff to ensure a meaningful and lasting tribute to your loved one. For compassionate support and expert guidance, visit lockandvedhoff.com. Lockandvedhoff.com, where care and respect meet at every moment.
So here's going to be an in-swinging ball with the left foot.
And another goal. How about the header there? Cathedral finding the back of the net with ease.
And that appeared just to be a breakdown. That man was not marked nearly close enough.
Jackson Massalamani.
So Roncalli now needs to do a bit of soul searching here and see if they can find a bit more energy. I haven't seen that step up in energy and intensity, and that seemed to be just a case of losing track of a man on a corner. So 2 corner goals tonight.
And you mentioned it, this is a Roncalli team that doesn't give up goals in bunches. Kind of out of character, and you wonder if part of that is that you haven't played soccer in a week.
Yeah, sometimes rust has a lot to do with your opponent, too. And I think that was a well-executed corner and, served in on the left foot. So that ball wanted to make its way towards the goal, and you get a head on it, and it goes right in.
And you always want to win as many games as possible, obviously, in a season. But sometimes games like this, out of conference, you're just a couple of weeks before sectionals, you want to play these tough teams. This is always a good test against the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, and you never want to get too high or too low in any game. They're coming off a 7-1 win. And you know what was most impressive to me about that Chatard game? 2 nights prior, they had actually lost in penalty kicks to Guerin, and Guerin won the conference. So you wonder what the kids are thinking going into a game where, you're playing for second place in the conference. And, maybe they don't care as much, but I'll tell you, they came out and played really hard and put that to bed early. So to your point, I think you take a game like this and, try to work your way back into it, learn from it. But right now, Royals in some trouble.
And to your point there, that game in PKs was the only time, as Roncalli maybe a little bit of a chance here, the only time the Royals have gone to PKs, and they lost 4-3, again, for conference. So you talk about high emotions and high stress. My goodness. But it's one of those that, it could set you up well down the road. Once you get into tournament time, if you need to win a game by PKs, you're going to have a lot more experience.
Right.
Maybe a little bit higher stakes than just the conference championship.
I think especially for the keepers, that's just invaluable that you're been there, done that a little bit. And looks like we have some cramping here. That might be Sanchez.
Well, that in this weekend, starting on Monday, actually, so just after the weekend, is the county tournament, and that's always a big deal for the Royals. You head to Brebeuf, and you will play Lawrence North, or rather Lawrence Central, that is, county tournament.
Yeah, I think both Lawrence teams are on the schedule. I think there's a regular season game after the Marion County tournament. Both teams look to be strong competition, and like you say, you want to play at that level going into the tournament.
So you obviously want to win conference. Well, Guerin secured that with that PK win. Well, next best thing would be county, right? Go out there, see if you can't put together a nice showing in the county tournament next week. And then, to your point, you'll see LN here at home. You'll see Speedway here at home. And then it's sectional time the second week of October.
It looks like we have a few players coming in for the Royals for the first time. We talked about Anthony Litz earlier. He's going to come in up top, and then Tommy Gantner and the aforementioned freshman Gabe Nunez back in the game as well in the midfield. Sanchez and Purdy off.
Thang as well. And excited to see what Litz can bring to the table because he's typically a starter. He's a great player for this squad. He is maybe not at 100% when it comes to health, but he's healthy enough to go out there and play some soccer, and he's a very talented player, one of the better ones on this squad.
Yeah, I think right now you need that energy. And you know, Tommy Gantner is another one, a sophomore. He comes in, he grinds, his work rate's really high. So, you know, you just need right now something to happen to create an opportunity and get down the field and see if you can get one back on the board.
This one out, the Royals move quickly.
And here's Litz now fighting with the defender.
Immediately to the test. How about that? A couple defenders there. This one heads out of bounds again. Laundry and Tan Connection is Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best coin laundry provider. With clean, spacious, and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning. LaundryandTan.com today.
Yeah, Cathedral now definitely content to just work the ball around and not make any mistakes. I think they're definitely going to try to keep numbers back here and make sure that if the Royals do get a chance, they've got plenty of bodies to put it out. And here's a good run at the ball from Owen Williams to try to step in. Connor Riley clears it downfield. Looks like that may stay in. Litz runs down.
Oh, man.
And that's out for a goal kick.
Inside of 25 minutes on the Marian University scoreboard. Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. Marian University, a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning. Embracing the Franciscan and liberal arts traditions, Marian University excels in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. Become a Knight. Join a community dedicated to greatness at marian.edu. 3-0 the score. Cathedral with the lead on that Marian University scoreboard. As we're now back in action. And again, to your point, we're going to see Cathedral take its time anytime it has the chance to slow things down.
There's Harlow looking for Litz. See if he can use that height advantage. And good to see number 17 from Cathedral back in the game here. He had stepped out for an injury in the first half.
That's Miles Murphy, who came in as a sub and then had to step off, which has to be an awful feeling. You finally get your chance off the bench and you have to turn on and go right back to it.
Sam Smith stepped forward there on the prior play. He'll come up from the defensive position every once in a while to try to create an opportunity if he has the momentum going in his direction. No call there on Gantner's. Like he was pushed. Now here's a good switch from Huff. And Peter Sang, who's checked into the game, another senior, he's working that left side for the Royals.
Yeah, we're getting toward the part of the game where you see a lot of new guys check in, get some more bodies on the field, get some fresh bodies on the field, but also when you're down 3 goals, why not see what else works? Get some more look at guys that don't always start.
Yeah, I think there's probably potentially a thought process about that Marion County tournament too, and seeing if we can't save some legs for that as well.
A lot of games in just a short amount of time, and that starts on Monday at Brebeuf against Lawrence Central, who, to your point, one of the better teams in the county.
Yeah, and it was just a few short years ago that tournament backed up the week prior to the sectional.
Oh, man.
And Roncalli won it. A very strong team one year. They won the Marion County tournament. I think it may have been the first time. Made for a rough start to the sectionals, though.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was 2021, the last time they won the Marion County tournament. The first year that Coach Shilton was at the helm. Of course, he spent those 6 years, 7 years as the girls' coach. Here's an opportunity and a nice stop on defense by the Royals. Boy, on him like a glove. How about Owen Williams?
Williams had a great game so far. And he's showing no signs of turning off the dial here.
And he'll step up in defense right here as well. Watch him.
And that's a good play but there by Connor Riley to kick it off the opposing team player for a goal kick.
Here it comes, a nice big boot. Travels about 50 yards. Cathedral with a chance again. Again, this 3-goal lead, but they've shown no shortage of aggressiveness. And speaking of aggressiveness, down he goes. Taking the tumble was Liam Huron.
Now the question is, was this in the box or just outside of it?
It looked like it was just outside of it, but that's obviously not my call to make.
Let's hope so. Where the referee's standing is just outside. I think the Cathedral player made a bit of that sequence, so good to see that's not turned into a penalty kick.
Boy, and that does sit about a foot away.
So the wall will be critical here. And sometimes you'll see a player try to go under the wall, anticipating that all 4 players are going to jump.
And who better to take this than Quinn Bateman, who has 2 goals today. He's looking for the hat trick.
Cathedral puts a player in the wall. Referee's going to come have a chat about that. So let's see what Cathedral does here.
Here's the kick, and it is rejected.
He did try to take the low path. Fortunately, not all the Roncalli players jumped.
Trying to keep this in bounds. They do, the Fighting Irish with a good look on offense, but now the Royals have it. And a chance. And it's cleared.
Here's Gantner with the header back in.
There's the save.
And here's a nice ball from Huff, looking to find Harlow, and he does.
Oh, here we go. Harlow with a chance. Harlow kicks it, and it is sailed past the corner of that goal. Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. McGee & Company has an extensive showroom, but if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, their award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality, located across from the Greenwood Park Mall or online at McGeeJewelers.com. Here's the goal kick from Sales.
After that nice run, we had a Harlow brothers swap. Luke steps in for his brother on that right wing. Give him a bit of a rest after working up and down the field all night long.
Yeah, certainly. Harlow's been busy. Huff has been busy. Sanchez has been busy. Plenty of cardio from those 3 players. Purdy's been running around.
Here's Sang. Helped out by Gabriel Nunez, the freshman.
Nunez playing some good minutes.
And that was a good and here's a nice ball to Gantner.
Oh, man, look at this opportunity. Just misses the foot.
And there's Litz with a nice opportunity. Opportunistic.
Yeah. That's the name of the game. You just get the ball in front of the goal, see what happens, and there are plenty of chances with a lot of blue jerseys there to help.
Well, we talked about set pieces, and 2 of the 3 goals for Cathedral were on the end of that, and Roncalli's had some good opportunities, have just not able to find the net.
Here's the corner kick. Caromed off the head of an Irish.
And Williams serves it back in, but no one home. Easy for the keeper.
Peterman Brothers, one of the Midwest's leading family-owned providers of residential plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical services, with 10 locations in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. From fixing a leaky faucet to installing a new furnace, they are committed to delivering top-notch expertise and exceptional service. At Peterman Brothers, family is the core value. Head to petermanhvac.com to book your next appointment.
Nunez with some nice 1-2 touch play in the midfield. Here's a good run by Cathedral, but good recovery by Merkel. He's still in there filling in for the starter Colin Dexter, who we hope is all right. Cathedral still finding some opportunities. There's Luke Harlow with the touch.
Did a good job disrupting it, but then it went right back into the foot of the Fighting Irish. Here's Bonacorsi, who's played well today as well. And it's cleared. See what the Royals can do with the chance. Oh, and it's right back into the foot. And here, a shot on goal.
That wasn't an easy save. That ball was bouncing a little bit. A worm burner.
And coming quickly, too.
Yeah.
Could not have asked for a better night.
No, I think, not a lot of cramps we've seen.
Which is always a factor after you haven't played for a week.
There's a good ball from Huff. Crossfield to Sang. He's going to try to get a pass or shot off here. It's blocked. Here's Nunez back to Huff. And he has a nice touch, and he's going to get a shot here.
Here it is, and
nice
it is
save, and there's another shot, and another save.
Goodness, how about the keeper there, Blake Sales, twice rejecting Huff. Not for a lack of trying. Those are some good shots from Huff.
Yeah, Huff navigated his way through 3 or 4 defenders there to get that shot off clean. It was just he and the keeper. And a pretty good angle. Here's a nice corner in. Oh.
And the field goal is good.
Nunez tried to get around on that one and just caught a little bit underneath it.
Wrong sport. I must not have my eyes checked. You can get yours and your child's eyes checked at Vision Quest Eye Care. 2 convenient locations, Greenwood and Geist. Ensure your child's vision is in top shape for this school year. Schedule an appointment today at visionquesteyecare.com. As we resume this soccer match, inside of 15 minutes remaining in this one, 3-0 lead for Cathedral on the Marian University scoreboard. Way to receive it there, Roncalli.
Roncalli still struggling to find continuity and possession. Most of the opportunities have been, quick counter attacks, solo runs. See if they can bring some more energy here at the end to create an opportunity as we approach 13 minutes remaining in the game.
Certainly trying to create an opportunity there, but Cathedral sniffs it out. The defense has certainly been strong from the Fighting Irish today. Here's Harlow.
He serves it back to Huff on the outside.
Huff has shown some moves. There's another good one.
A nice left-footed service in there. And here's
a
Sang.
chance.
Oh, there's a great opportunity.
Oh, man. Sang with a good look. He had Sales on skates.
Yeah, that may have been the freshman Nunez, and it looks like he's going to take the corner. So
yeah, hasn't he been playing some good minutes? Another corner kick opportunity. The freshman, not even on the varsity roster, Gabriel Nunez. He could be a good piece for the next couple of years for this squad.
That ball gets a little deeper than he wanted, but Connor Riley tracks it down. Let's see if he can keep it in. He does. And that's going to be a corner.
Another opportunity. Hey, you can let Werner Financial take care of your financial needs. Jason Werner, class of 2005. He ensures your investments are customized to fit your goals. Werner Financial works for you, handling your assets with precision and confidence. Here is the kick. Oh, it was a good chance. And it's still in play.
Oh.
And now it is saved, but it's still on the ground. Here's a chance. And
oh,
there
and
it
another
is. Oh,
fantastic
my goodness.
play by The keeper getting helped twice tonight by his defense to save balls that were on their way in.
Holy smokes. Jackson Kripe in goal to knock that one out after the goalie was compromised.
Here's another service in. Gantner tries to play it back in.
It's been a few good opportunities for Roncalli, and it continues here. At the very least, some excitement.
That's just fantastic help defense. Awareness. Your keeper's out of position. The ball's in a dangerous spot. Get back there and just create some kind of obstacle so that it's not an easy win.
But you're not standing in the way of your keeper before that, right? It's a good balance of knowing when to intervene and when to stay out of his way.
So Roncalli showing a bit more life here, winning some corners, keeping the ball on this end. And here's a nice service in from Williams.
And it's cleared. Trying to keep it in. Roncalli does for the moment.
I think Roncalli can take some chances here, bringing their defenders up a bit. I don't think Cathedral's too interested. They've even made some substitutions themselves. They're not going to make too many deep runs.
A big boot and a chance.
And there's nice pressure from Sang.
Yeah, great pressure.
That looks like that ball run out. Roncalli throw.
Peter Sang, the senior, out there. Working quickly, needing to. Nearing the 10-minute mark. Remaining in this one.
Service in from Merkel. Cathedral just keeping numbers packed in the center of that back defense. Nice slide tackle there by Cathedral. Out for the Royals.
It's Miles Murphy, who again went out with an injury earlier, came back in. He's played well.
And Huff and Harlow, they both can get these throw-ins almost like a corner. Creates real good opportunities. And there's another.
There it is, another shot on goal.
Yeah.
No shortage of those, but how about the saves today from Blake Sales?
Nunez didn't get all of that one, but he's in the right place tonight. Had a couple opportunities.
If you'd like to become a Roncalli Royal, registration for next school year is open. Visit roncalli.org and apply today. You can also email Allie Ross with any of your questions, aross@roncalli.org. Now officially inside of 10 minutes on the Marian University scoreboard. Cathedral, the 3-goal lead. 2 of them off the boot of Quinn Bateman, the senior midfielder. He's looked great.
Yeah, and I think, no matter what the outcome tonight, obviously the Royals are going to be disappointed with some of the goals they've given up, but this whole sequence we're watching right now is going to be tape that they can study. And also some of the set pieces to see what the breakdowns were. And as you mentioned, going into tournaments, going into sectionals, those are things you're just going to learn from and clean up and not let that happen again. And uncharacteristic, as we talked about, really hasn't seen this type of scoring against the Royals all season.
Great defense all year for the Royals, who will fall back to 500. Of course, it's a non-conference matchup, so the loss doesn't sink your season whatsoever. Roncalli will finish second in the Circle City Conference. You mentioned Guerin beating the Royals on PKs last week, and that sealed the deal in terms of conference hardware. Now you look ahead to the county tournament, which starts next Monday, and the sectional tournament, which starts just a few weeks from now. It's crazy we're already there. I mean, it feels like the season just started.
Yeah, and I mean, Cathedral, I'm sure looking forward to a bit of rest after this sequence they've been on. Games every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the past 2 weeks. So, and then back-to-back the last 2 nights, they're going to have a little bit of a breather.
Yeah. Sang sends it in, but Sales captures. Join us for Roncalli's Sacred Sounds concert. That is Thursday, September 25th. Not tomorrow, but the week after. 7 o'clock in the auditorium. This ticketed event, a wonderful opportunity to experience beautiful music performed by our talented choirs. Tickets, $10 for adults, $5 for Roncalli students and children 14 and under. Purchase your tickets now, roncalli.booktix.com. We look forward to seeing you there. roncalli.booktix.com.
So we have a couple of the seniors still in the game here. Senior starters Huff and Williams. They've played pretty much the entire game, both. And with 7 minutes remaining, you might see a substitution, or maybe we'll just ride it out and maybe take it a bit easy.
Still playing hard, certainly, both of these squads. But for Cathedral, it's more so about spreading the ball around, getting everybody touches, and just playing keep away. Feeling great about the 3-goal lead over Roncalli. Always a good rivalry when these two teams get together in any sport. Not a lot of contact, just kind of incidental.
Here's Gantner. Nice 1-2 play with Luke Harlow.
Oh, and it's stolen away. Huff's going to chase it down. He has it.
Nice cut back here. He's looking for Luke Harlow on the wing. Looks like he'll track it down.
Oh, what a way to slide and keep that one in. And now Gantner has it. A big boot.
And that's going to take a bounce.
And Williams, how about that? From 20-plus yards out, sends that one where it was at least playable. Sales has had a big day, a clean sheet to this point.
Yeah, I think he's there's been a few situations where the Royals gave him a few troubling balls in, but other than that, he's been in control of that net.
When it has got past him twice, but how about the defense of the Royals? An extra man standing in to help out the keeper. It's been impressive.
Full credit to Williams here. He's working hard right to the final whistle and serving balls in from his outside back position.
Just 5 minutes remain in this contest, and you're watching it on the Roncalli Media Network, the student-run production. Our students work hard behind the scenes, so you never miss a moment. Consider becoming a sponsor or making a gift to Roncalli's Circle of Faith annual fund. Keep opportunities like this thriving, especially for our two camera operators, Felipe Rodriguez, Matthew Murphy. They've been fantastic all day. The two students behind the cameras for you. Of course, our broadcast couldn't be done without A.J. Ablog leading the charge down in the truck. And Jeff Purdy, it's been fun. It's been a fun game, and it's been fun, you and I, up here in the booth.
Yeah, thanks for coming in and taking care of all the heavy lifting.
Well, and you had the game last night, too, so you talk about Cathedral having the back-to-back. You're also on a back-to-back.
Yeah, there's a bit of rain in the forecast originally for tonight, but it turned out to be a beautiful night. And
I love that. My lawn doesn't, but me and everybody on the field right now loves that. It's been perfect. Here's Huff. Continues to just charge along.
Here's Nunez. Nice cut back. And it looks like we're going to...
Yeah, Huff just took a big
little
tumble.
Extra push there. Still no yellows. Not a lot of offside calls in the game.
Bonakorski might have been close there. And that one's cleared.
Nice move there by Sang, trying to turn on him.
Jackson been playing good defense today. This one
gets
sails
away
out as well, yeah. It was Gantner who gave it a try.
Right decision to try the left foot there. Just didn't get all of it. All right, 3-minute mark. All the players kind of packed in the center of the field here.
Harlow sends it across. It's going to take a lot of running to get there and not able to do so in time.
Looks like that's a Royal ball.
Yeah. They'll quickly reset. Here from Bob Tolley Field, Roncalli. The Royals down by 3 goals, but it's been a spirited effort regardless. First game since the middle of last week.
There's a nice header.
Yeah, boy, that one, if that was directed a little bit closer to that, that would have been close.
You know, I think if you watch the tape of the run of play, the gameplay, the score doesn't indicate how this game was going.
Especially early on. It was 1-0 for a while, but that first goal kind of felt a little fluky. It was tight defense from both squads that entire first half. You know, you're a weird bounce away from scoreless, and who knows what the second half looks like.
Here's a nice
Goodness.
on from number 2. Oh, wow.
Is that a hat trick for Quinn Bateman?
That's an impressive individual effort.
Holy smokes, he does it all himself. Throw your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Bateman, the senior, he can score with the best of them.
He and Sam Smith were in a foot race, and I call it a tie. He flicked the ball up in the air and was able to get on the other end of behind Sam and then work through his way a couple of other defenders on that one. Very impressive play.
The final minute and change to expire here at Roncalli, and it gets just passed.
Well, the Royals will be disappointed with this tonight, but, you know, we talked about playing tough competition, the Brownsburgs, the Garens, the Cathedrals, and I think, you know, coming off a long rest, this will give them plenty of things to talk about, plenty of things to adjust, and get ready for a game Saturday against Cardinal Ritter, who is, I believe, a 2A team, but looks like they're playing everyone pretty tough, and they don't slouch on their schedule at all. Another home game before they go on the road for the Marion County tournament.
Yeah, still a few home games left here. You mentioned that Ritter one, and then you have a pair to end the regular season. Ellen comes to town. Speedway comes to town. Especially that Ellen team. We talked about how tough those Lawrence schools are.
Ten seconds to go here. Huff with a nice look there to Peter Sang.
Oh, wouldn't that have been something? You sneak one in at the buzzer. So the final score today, Cathedral wins it 4-0 at Roncalli. The Fighting Irish do it all. And to your point, Jeff Purdy, this does not feel like the 4-0 ball game. If you weren't looking at the scoreboard, it feels like a much tighter one.
Yeah, I think, you know, a couple, you mentioned bounces, and then a nice sequence there at the end by Quinn from Cathedral, but really a few bounces this way or that way, particularly on set pieces, and I think this is a different score line.
Attention, future Royals. Here's your chance to find out what life at Roncalli is like. Any 8th grader has the opportunity to visit and shadow for a day. Please call Allie Ross, 317-787-8277 to schedule. Don't miss this chance to see why Roncalli is the perfect place to start your high school journey. We have plenty more for you here on the Roncalli Media Network. It is time for the Piazza Produce post-game show. That's next, right here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com to learn more.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School, and now the post-game show brought to you by Piazza Produce, family-owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970. Piazza is the leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across the Midwest. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on after every single game. Let's take a just quick dive into how this game progressed. I mean, it was tight for a while. It was a quick goal from Cathedral to go up 1-0, but that was it for the first half. I mean, that came probably within 10 minutes of the game, but aside from that, really back and forth. Both teams kind of controlled possession about the same amount, and then the second half was just all Cathedral.
Yeah, and I think there were different styles of play. Each team sort of trying to draw the other one into their preferred style of play. At times you saw Cathedral really possess the ball, work it around, try to find switches, try to find that left side to get crosses in. And then for stretches of play, I think Roncalli was able to kind of establish their footing and look to work that counterattack, work to look down the middle of the field and get in. And there were several good opportunities towards the end of the first half. Like you said, end that first half feeling pretty good. Coming to the second half, didn't necessarily see the energy that we've seen in past. And, maybe that is a little bit of just, getting back into the flow of things after a long break. But, yeah, three goals in the second half that, one of them at the end there that, probably just a bit fluky. But I think a lot of good minutes for players on Roncalli as well that, will serve them well going to the Marion County tournament. You definitely need substitutes. And tonight, some new faces in there for extended minutes that I think, be interesting to see what Coach Shilton does with those folks as we move into the next stretch of the couple weeks. Important stretch.
And there is one player that stood out above the rest. We will get to the Gallagher's player of the game after this. It is the Piazza Produce post-game show. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Jeff Purdy. We'll be back in a matter of moments with your Gallagher's player of the game.
From concept to creation, at Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. With design-build solutions across 30-plus states, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Our strength, innovation, safety, and service. Gemco engineers the right system that works smarter and works longer. Gemco Constructors, a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision, concept to creation.
In every game, there's one player who stands above the rest, one who makes the impossible possible. Gallagher's is proud to celebrate that player, the standout star who took the game to the next level. And who better to honor this exceptional athlete than Gallagher's, where every game day is a victory. Enjoy delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages while cheering on your favorite team. Congratulations to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game. Celebrate with friends and family at Gallagher's, where every meal is as outstanding as the game time performance. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to recognize the Gallagher's Player of the Game.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. It is Bill Tolley Field, Bob Tolley Field for you here at Roncalli, and Cathedral gets the win today, 4-0 over Roncalli. It was a pretty dominant second half from the Fighting Irish. It was tight for the majority of the first half. This is the Piazza Produce post-game show. Let's talk to you about the one player who stood out above maybe the rest. Now, this one is tough for Roncalli. There were so many great performances today. Obviously, the final score doesn't show it, but we talked about it. This final score maybe not indicative of how hard the Royals played. There were a lot of really good performances here. You love what you saw from Manny Torres. You love what you saw from Eric Sanchez. But who is Jeff Purdy, the Gallagher's player of the game?
Yeah, there were two seniors who played almost start to finish, Cole Huff and Owen Williams, and I think both were great candidates for the player of the game tonight, worked right up to the end. I think one player that really stood out tonight, though, for me was Owen Williams. From the start, you could see Cathedral was testing that left-hand side and where he was the primary defender, and he snuffed out a lot of those fires. And what most impressed me was towards the end of the game, down 4-0, Owen still, making great moves down the sideline, serving balls in from his deep defensive position. So just an overall strong effort. I think it says a lot about his character that he stayed in the whole game and worked hard all the way until the final
the entire
whistle.
time, for sure. The senior midfielder Owen Williams is your Gallagher's player of the game. Head over to Gallagher's tonight for some delicious pizza and ice-cold beverages. At Gallagher's, every meal matches the excitement of the game. And boy, was this one exciting. Again, the final score, 4-0 Cathedral with the win. It felt a lot closer. Roncalli had a chance. It kind of got away late. It was a fun one here tonight. Jeff Purdy, was a pleasure sharing the booth with you.
Nathaniel, same. Hope to do it again.
Our fantastic crew tonight, Felipe Rodriguez and Matthew Murphy, the two students on the cameras. Flawless work from you two gentlemen. AJ Ablog down in the truck. It was a steady rock as always. My name's Nathaniel Finch with Jeff Purdy. Appreciate you tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Cathedral gets the win, 4-0 boys varsity soccer over Roncalli. Signing off on the Roncalli Media Network.
Done right. Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Stay cool during the dog days of summer with a free AC from Peterman Brothers.
Your home should be a place of comfort and relaxation, so let us help you keep it that way.
This month, install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, and the AC is free.
Plus, you can relax knowing it's backed by our exclusive lifetime unit replacement warranty.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule.
Peterman Brothers, where great service runs in the family.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours.